Hello, this is Lacquerography and this is my wish list for November 2025's Hella Handmade Creations. I've already gone ahead and made a preliminary first impressions wish list, and there's 17 items that are currently catching my eye. I'm off to a bit of a late start due to a really busy schedule this November, so I hope the items that have caught my eye are still available. I have not made my purchase yet. So let's dive right in and take a look at the 17 items that have made my preliminary wish list this November. This first item on my wish list is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and it's called By Azura. This one is a capped pre-order polish, and looking down below, it says that there is a 750 cap. So when it says that there's a cap of 750, what that means in this case is that the maker, Bee's Knees Lacquer, is committing to creating 750 of these items before it's considered sold out. Bee's Knees Lacquer continues their Oblivion series. By Azura has a rich plum base with smooth seafoam magnetic shimmer. I don't really have any context for this theme, their Oblivion series, but all I know is I love this polish. This magnetic actually reminds me quite a bit of sea glass. I find it kind of interesting that it describes the magnetic shimmer as a smooth seafoam magnetic shimmer, and I very much see that. It looks very aquatic, but it looks like a really mesmerizing combination of this light magnetic shimmer combined with this deep base. I'm also enjoying the way this polish looks in every magnetic state. It looks to my eye here that in the lower finger in this swatch photo that we're looking at a variation on a cat eye type effect. It looks like it's a specialty magnet, one that creates kind of an X effect, but you clearly see that base separate from that magnetic silvery pull. The contrast is really quite beautiful. And I'm also guessing that in the middle finger here, it doesn't really work very well for me to scroll over it, but the middle finger appears to be in the velvet effect. And I'm loving the way both of these states are showing up here in this swatch photo. I find that for me, Bee's Knees Lacquer polishes are always of such an outstanding quality. I've never hit a dud from them. And there's something these days about their magnetics. It seems a little bit different than what other people are producing. Something in the quality. I don't know if I'd really call it delicate or just magical. Like, it's really quite special, whatever Bee's Knees Lacquer is doing these days with their magnetics. And this one is a strong contender on my wish list this month. This beautiful magnetic polish is by Bee's Knees Lacquer by Azura. This polish is by Danny Viana, and it's called Nico's Noroi, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This one is a glow-in-the-dark polish, and it is another capped offering with only 200 of these being made available. That's a very small cap, and I'm really quite impressed that this one is still available, surprised in fact, with a cap that small. By Danny Viana continues their Fruits Basket series with a polish inspired by the cat's true form and its bracelet. Nico's Noroi has a clear base with white and brown irregular glitters, a sparkling orange aurora shimmer, and an orange glow-in-the-dark effect. Now this one I think may just be one of my very top picks this month, and I'm going to have to make my purchase probably as soon as this video ends, because I may, with a cap this small, I may miss out on this one if I don't purchase soon. Glow in the dark, I can kind of take it or leave it. It's not anything that I really seek out. It's also not anything that turns me off either. It's sort of neither here nor there. I don't really take very good advantage of any of the glow in the dark polishes that I have right now. So, I mean, the fact that this one is a glow in the dark, in a way, it's kind of a bonus. Maybe I'll have to explore that property a little bit deeper. But really, it's just the general overall look of this polish in its natural state. I absolutely love these delicate, irregular glitters that by Danny Viana uses. They seem to be the only maker that I've come across who uses glitters that look quite like this. They always look to me like such an organic thing within the polish, and I mean that in the best possible way. In this case, it reminds me of actually what the weather was doing in my home province of Ontario, Canada, just earlier this past week. On Sunday and Monday, that's November 9th and 10th, we had our first snowfall, and it was quite a significant one. We had about 5 to 7 centimeters. It was significant. And the cool thing about it was we still have all these fall leaves still changing and still on the trees and in the process of falling to the ground. So it was this cool mix of this snow event, and it was significant with these gorgeous fall leaves as well. And very often it was because of the snap cold and also the winds that we got along with the snow, where the leaves were actually on top and intermixing with the snowflakes as well. It was really quite striking to see, and this reminds me exactly of that. I have no context either for Fruits Basket series. In fact, I'd like to look it up and find out a little bit more, because the polishes that by Danny Viana has been creating through this series have been really imaginative and beautiful. So I would like to know a little bit more about the inspiration source. But this polish, it looks to me like a first fall snow, which is a very real thing for us this year here in Canada. The shop opened this month on November the 14th, so the shop has been open for over 24 hours at this point. So when time comes for me to end this video and make my purchase, I'll have to think pretty fast if this one is making the final cut. But because of its originality, its delicate nature, I love that it's a little bit translucent as well. I think it just adds to that magic and delicate nature of this one. But if I am committed to purchasing it, I'll have to do it right away. This incredible polish with the irregular glitters is by Danny Viana, Nikos Noroi. This next polish up is by Cleona Cosmetics, and it's called Anglerfish. This one, unlike the previous polishes, does not have a cap. It says down here, no cap. What that means is that the maker, Cleona Cosmetics, can create an unlimited number of these polishes, so any number of polishes required to fulfill all orders this month. Cleona Cosmetics continues their Creepy and Cute Aquatic Creatures series, inspired by the deep water dwelling anglerfish, which camouflage in the ocean's depth with their dark skin. They also use the bioluminescence at the end of their fishing rod to lure prey toward the light and their impending doom. Anglerfish has an ocean depths black jelly base lit up with silver to aqua shifting flakes and sparks of rainbow iridescent glitter. This one I think is probably another top pick of mine this month. I really appreciate this swatch collage that I'm seeing here. First of all, kudos to Cleona Cosmetics. I love it when a polish looks equally great on any swatcher, on any skin tone. And this is one of those. And I love the way it looks on everyone. I'm also really liking here how I think I'm seeing that I love this polish swatched in a number of different sort of thicknesses or number of coats. It looks to me in the top 2 photos that we're seeing quite a bit of opacity. And then in the bottom 2 photos, I am seeing a little bit more translucence because of this black jelly base. I love here how you see, I'm guessing maybe this one might be in 2 coats. I'll have to check out some swatch videos to really know for sure. I love the effect of this almost pooling that we're seeing here. These layer upon layer of the flakes as well as the iridescent glitter. I love how the black jelly base is kind of acting to lighten this deep dark color and make it something a little more airy, even though there's such darkness happening here. It's such an interesting juxtaposition where you get the lightness of these metallic and iridescent flakes and glitters, but yet that deep dark black jelly. But the jelly also has that lightness to it too, even though the color itself should be heavy, being a black. It's such an interesting juxtaposition. I just love the way that indie polish makers play around with different colors and components to create something that you really didn't know was possible. I really do think this one's another one of my top picks. Also, Cleona Cosmetics is a Canadian brand. I am also a Canadian, and I love to support them whenever I can. They're a brand that's reasonably local to me in my home province of Ontario, Canada, and I do try my best to support them through their website as often as I can as well. This amazing black jelly polish filled with all these components is by Cleona Cosmetics, Anglerfish. This next polish up is by Coloris de Carol, and this one is called the Flame Keeper. This one, much like the other polish, has no availability cap. Colorista Carol continues their Witching Hour series. The Flame Keeper is a metallic orange with multichrome shimmer, orange metallic shreds, and hollow flakes. One of my favorite colors in life is orange, and this one is such a beautiful orange polish. This metallic orange looks quite different than anything that I have in my collection right now. I do have a lot of pumpkin oranges. A lot of them have more of a crelly or a creamy type base or have significant flaky components to it, but this one with a metallic orange base and multi-chrome shimmer, like it really does look like it would be quite a standout in my collection. All these components in here as well, it lists it as having multi-chrome shimmer, orange metallic shreds, and hollow flakes. I bet this one would just dance and come alive in natural light. There's a lot of shifting components that I'm hearing in this description. It looks like in bright light or sunlight, we might see quite a sparkle with this polish. Also, the richness and the depth of this color makes it look like the most beautiful, just quintessential orange fall polish. It really is striking. Looking at this macro shot, it's hard to tell how much texture there would be with this one. It does describe this polish as having orange metallic shreds. This might be a polish that could benefit from an application of a glitter smoothing top coat of some sort, just to smooth it all out and keep a uniform plump texture over the nail. But it's kind of hard to say from this swatch photo, even though it's quite close up. This one is another standout for me, and seeing as though we just had snow in the last few days, I'm still craving all the fall things. I feel like with that early snow, in a way, we still have all these fall clothes, fall shoes, all these things in fall that we still have yet to wear in my part of the world. It has me wanting to hold on to fall, including colors like this one, for as long as possible. This one is very much appealing to me this month. This beautiful orange metallic polish is by Colorista Carol, the Flame Keeper. This next polish up is by Cracked Polish, and this one is called Murky Intentions. This one is another capped offering this month with only 350 available. Again, another very small cap. I feel very lucky that this one is still available at the time of filming. Cracked Polish continues their It's Not You, It's the Weather series. Murky Intentions has a murky green base with plum shimmers. I love a good pruggly polish. They just have an interest and an intrigue and a mystery to me in so many ways that just drugstore polishes can't give. These prugglies created by indie polish makers, and this one is so fall and luscious looking. In fact, I find that there's something kind of elegant about this polish, even though probably with that murky green base, a lot of people would find it quite ugly pruggly. The plum shimmer happening through here really stands out beautifully, and the contrast between that murky green and the plum shimmer is striking in photos, and I think it would be even more beautiful in real life. There's something about this one that almost reminds me of a penny, like an old penny. There's something coppery about it somehow, but yet with that tinge of green, and I don't know, it's such an interesting, intriguing color to me. I think it would be quite unique in my collection again. I think we're off to a very strong month this month with Hella Handmade Creations. There are so many that I would love to add to my shopping cart. This beautiful murky green based polish with a plum shimmer is by Cracked Polish, Murky Intentions. This next polish up is by Cuticula, and this one is called Lilac Dreams. This one is a polish that has no availability cap this month. Cuticula continues their Wings of a Butterfly series. Lilac Dreams has a lilac base full of micro orange, gold, green shifting flakes, cherry holographic glitters, and small metallic fuchsia flakes. At first glance, this one actually didn't make my wish list, but I did happen to catch some video swatches here on YouTube of this polish, and every time I saw it, it made me fall in love with it more and more. So I did add this one to my wish list, and I'm still really loving it now. This lilac base color is really quite a beautiful one. I could see myself wearing a polish like this one almost any season of the year. With the components inside it, it looks quite fall. The sparkle and the light play happening here would make me want to wear it in the darkest days of winter. I could see this one also being a fresh spring polish and a beautiful summer polish as well. So I see a lot of versatility with this one. but it really is these components for me that are catching my eye. I have quite a few cuticula polishes right now, and none of them really look anything like this. It looks like a unique set of components within the base that I'm seeing. It looks like quite a standout among any other cuticulas that I own. I would love to give this one a try and see it on my nails, out in the wild, in natural sunlight, in an all lighting really, just to see the magic come to life. This beautiful purple polish is by Cuticula, Lilac Dreams. This next polish up is by Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is called Fill Your Eyes with Beauty. This one is another polish that does not have an availability cap. Garden Path Lacquers continues their favorite book cover series with a polish inspired by Piranesi by Susanna Clark, and I hope I said that correctly. Fill Your Eyes with Beauty has an ultramarine blue base and is filled with on-tone royal blue microglitter and bright blue aqua shifting aurora shimmer. The moment I saw this one, I added it to my wish list. For pretty much the entire month of October, I was wearing blue polishes. I pretty much failed to wear anything for Halloween this year, and the reason why is I was wearing all blues in honor of my amazing Toronto Blue Jays that had the most incredible, unbelievable run through to the World Series against the LA Dodgers. And Toronto did lose to the LA Dodgers in Game 7 in extra innings. Like, it was unbelievable. It was kind of a fairy tale season for this baseball team. So anyway, that aside though, I've been wearing blue polishes from my collection pretty much solidly throughout all of October. And I know my blue collection rather intimately by now. And I don't own anything quite like this. And Garden Path Lacquers is a brand that I adore, especially for this type of finish. I love their microglitter finish polishes with shifting aurora shimmer. There is something unlike anything else happening in their polishes with this type of a finish. And the fact right now that there is this perfect ultramarine blue base with this finish that I can't get enough of. I own many in my collection by now. I feel like it's become a signature for Garden Path Lacquers. This one is another very top pick of mine this month. This is a color that I don't have in my rainbow of my Garden Path Lacquers micro glitter polishes that are similar in finish to this one. It is a gap in my collection. I don't have an ultramarine blue, and this one is so special and so needed in my collection. It's funny, I'm not really superstitious in any other aspect of my life at all, but for sports and my home teams, I really am superstitious. It's really quite ridiculous. I'm not superstitious in any other aspect of my life, but for my local sports teams, I am. It's irrational, I know, but I don't know. I feel like I'm that extra member on the team, cheering them on with my bright blue nails, bright blue everything. I was wearing bright blue Doc Marten shoes as well. So anyway, it's such an irrational thing, but I know that I could use this in my collection, especially since I know my blue collection so well at this point. And I love this finish. I would be so silly to pass this one up, considering my almost need for blues with these superstitions I have, but also my love of this finish by Garden Path Lacquers. So this one for me is a must-have. This beautiful blue micro glitter polish is by Garden Path Lacquers. Fill your eyes with beauty. This next item up is by Handmade Natural Beauty, and this one is a lotion bar, and it's called Honeyed Harmony. This one is another capped pre-order item. Scrolling down, it says that there's only 100 of these being made available. Handmade Natural Beauty is offering another solid lotion bar this month in Honeyed Harmony. The Nashville, Tennessee-inspired scent can be described as warm, comforting, and as smooth as a southern song. This rich blend of oatmeal, milk, and honey wraps you in creamy sweetness with a hint of toasted warmth. A true Nashville classic in scent form. So I won't go ahead and read the rest of the description about this lotion bar, but I will go and say that I actually have ordered a couple of these in previous months. But for me, it was actually the scent for this one that has me add it to my wish list. I love this product, and I find that I can throw it into my purse, into my work bag. Also, I'm a knitter. I usually have one in my knitting bag as well, because I find that this product, the lotion bar, has this interesting application where you can kind of rub it into your hands, but it doesn't leave any sort of a greasy residue. In fact, one of the ingredients in here, if I look way down in the description, it says the beeswax in the lotion bar helps create a moisture barrier that helps protect your skin, ideal for frequent hand washers. And that is me to a T. I wash my hands constantly as an elementary teacher. I work with young kids. And I find that I'm also an eczema sufferer. So the fact that this one has beeswax really does provide sort of a protective barrier. I find also when I'm knitting, it doesn't have that same stickiness or wetness that some lotions have. And with the problem skin I have, something like this is so soothing and effective. So I'm adding this one to my wish list as well because, I can never have enough of these. One in a purse, one in a work bag, one in a knitting bag, probably one at work. I should really have several of these available to me so I can prevent any skin flare-ups or irritations as the heart of winter starts to set in. This amazing product is by Handmade Natural Beauty. It's their lotion bar in Honeyed Harmony. This next item up is another one by Handmade Natural Beauty, and this one is their whipped body cream in Honeyed Harmony. This one is also a capped offering. There are only 50 of these available. Interestingly enough, it is actually still available at the time of me filming this, so I'll have to think fast if I'm going to add this one to my cart. So this item has the same scent as the previous item, the lotion bar, but I haven't actually tried this whipped body cream in a few years. I'm not sure why I stopped buying it. It was probably just a scent issue. The scents that were being offered probably weren't ones that were catching my attention, but this one sounds really quite good and up my alley. And I might really like to try this product again in this scent. So I won't read the scent notes of this one again because they are the same scent notes as in the previous product, but it does go on to say down below, you'll be amazed by the luxurious texture of this line of shea butter whipped body cream, which leaves no greasy residue and is alcohol-free. Enriched with shea butter and beeswax, among other high-quality skin-nourishing oils, such as jojoba oil, you're sure to see why natural is best. So all those things, again, really appeal to me, and it might be kind of nice having these two products in a complementary scent. They also have, I'm seeing, a foaming sugar scrub as well. I think I did notice that on the website. I don't think I really need that. I figure if I'm going with anything in this scent, I'd rather go with the two lotion products. And, I can do whatever for sugar scrub. I actually do at this point have quite a few sugar scrubs sort of in reserve at this point. So I don't really need to stock up on any of those. I already have some here. But these two products I think would be very well used. And I love the idea of a complementary scent between this product and also the lotion bar. So this one is one that I may give a go again. I think I remember really liking it when I had it before. This product is by Handmade Natural Beauty. It's their whipped body cream in Honeyed Harmony. This next polish up is by Hearts and Promises, and this one is called Garnet. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Hearts and Promises continues their Crystals and Gemstones series. Garnet is a dark cranberry linear hollow with purple undertone. So when I saw that this one is a garnet offering, I actually added it right away to my wish list because I have two family members that are so dear to me that have this birthstone. They are born in January. One is my dad and one is my aunt. And I know that if I had this polish, I would wear it proudly and just think on them, especially in January when their birthdays are. I think this base color is a really pretty one. It's described as a dark cranberry linear hollow, and it actually seems to have a little bit of a purple lean to my eye anyway, rather than more of a reddish lean. But it does look like a beautiful marriage between that red and purple. I'm finding it a little bit hard to define, actually, describing it in any other way. I'm also intrigued by the fact that this one is a linear hollow. Linear hollows always have those gorgeous rainbows that spring off the nails, and I think that in a garnet type base that would be really quite beautiful. There are a few swatch photos that do showcase the linear hollow quite well, and this is one of them here, and this one's another one as well. I just think that this color is so timely for the season. It's a wonderful fall, winter type color. The linear hollow is a little bit of something kind of different for me in this type of a base. I don't have any, I don't think, with that type of a combination, this base color with linear hollow. And also, it does clearly have a purple undertone. I find that quite appealing for this polish. It looks like quite a unique take on a garnet polish compared to some others that I have in my collection. This beautiful cranberry colored polish is by Hearts and Promises Garnet. This next polish up is by Hula Moon, and this one is called 1964 Metallic Green Buick Skylark. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Hula Moon continues their My Cousin Vinny series. 1964 Metallic Green Buick Skylark is a metallic green illuminated by a soft green aurora and scattered with holographic sparkles. It says, note, polish is not glow in the dark, but it is black light reactive. Now, to me, the fact that it's black light reactive, that's again a property in polish that I could take or leave. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't tend to be something that I play around with too much in my life. But I love the look of this polish, and I love this movie, My Cousin Vinny. I've been following this series since it started a couple of months ago, and every single polish that they've released has had me just laughing and adoring the polish. And it brings back all kinds of memories of me watching this movie when I was quite young with my dad. This is a favorite movie of both of ours to watch together. And I haven't seen it in quite a while, probably in at least 15 years. And I think maybe it's time for me to watch this movie again. This color, though, this metallic green, and it says it's illuminated by a soft green aurora scattered with holographic sparkles. Of all things, I think this could be actually a really interesting take on a holiday season polish. It has that effervescence like champagne, and there's something about this metallic minty green that I think would actually be an interesting take on a Christmas season polish. I could easily see myself wearing it though in the winter or spring or summer, taking advantage of the lightness, also the sparkle within it too. I just really love this one. I love the memories that it brings back of me with my dad watching this movie. And I just think that Hula Moon is really onto something with this theme. I can't wait to see where they go month after month. I'm here for it. This beautiful metallic green is by Hula Moon, 1964 Metallic Green Buick Skylark. This next polish up is by Moonshine Manny, and this one is called Saphira. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. So many small availability caps this month. I'm feeling so incredibly lucky that several of these at this point are still showing as available at the time of me filming on November 15th. Moonshine Manny continues their Dragon series with a polish inspired by the dragon of the same name from the book Aragon by Christopher Paolini. Saphira is a vivid cerulean jelly packed with aqua sapphire green iridescent flakies and a mix of blue hollow and iridescent microglitters. This is a book that I've heard quite a bit about, and I've never read it. I'm going to sound much like I did a moment ago for the Garden Path lacquers. This Moonshine Manny polish is another one of those gorgeous blues that I keep being fixated on with my sports superstitions. I cheer for both the Toronto Blue Jays, which made it to the World Series this year, and I talked about that earlier, but I also cheer for the Toronto Maple Leafs as well. This is very much a Toronto Maple Leafs blue. It's very handy in my life that quite a few of my favorite sports teams share that same color. I know that this one also is unlike anything I have in my collection. I am dying to own this one too, and I could very well see myself picking up both of these blues this month because I know I'm going to wear them and wear them constantly. I had all my blues on heavy rotation for the whole month of October with the baseball playoffs leading up to the amazing World Series. So anyway, back to this polish though. This vivid cerulean jelly polish, and then it's packed with these flakies. So it has aqua, sapphire, green, iridescent flakies, as well as a mix of blue hollow and iridescent microglitters. So much happening in here. It has a little bit more of an overall flaky type effect, I think, to my eye anyway, compared with the more microglitter effect of the Garden Path lacquers. Even though this one does also have iridescent microglitters within it, it seems to my eye like more of a predominantly flaky type visual texture that I'm seeing. But this polish is so gorgeous. I could see myself wearing this one throughout the icy winter months. Also, it looks quite watery, like summer oceans. I could see myself wearing it a lot in the summer, and I'm always drawn to blues in the fall because being a teacher, denim jeans, blues, they always draw me in the fall. Blues of really any type of color. It just always reminds me of back to school season. So I know I'd get a ton of use out of this polish. It fits my superstitious need for blue. And I don't know, I just love this one. And I've been really enjoying Moonshine Manny's polishes lately as well. I think that on all these counts, I would really love this polish. This might be a heavy blue month for me. This beautiful blue with all the components is by Moonshine Manny Saphira. This next polish up is by Nailed It, and this one is their charity offering this month called Island Aura. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Nailed It will be donating $2 per bottle sold to World Central Kitchen. Island Aura has a smoky pearlescent white base with a subtle lavender gray tint, packed with golden green shimmer reminiscent of the beautiful green lush scenery of Jamaica. So this month, Hella Handmade Creations has quite a significant charity section in their shop, and it's to raise funds for Jamaica as a result of the hurricane that went through a couple of weeks ago. So right there, that appeals about this polish. It's a beautiful polish, and it is raising a little bit of money for charity. The overall look of this polish is really quite something special for me. I love the idea that the base here is described as a smoky pearlescent white base. So it's got a white, but it's got a little bit something extra. It definitely doesn't look like a harsh white. It also, to my eye, certainly doesn't look like a pearl, like a vintagey type pearl either. I think that it's this other aspect of it, and it's describing quite a bit here. The subtle lavender gray tint to the base. Also, it's packed with golden green shimmer. I think all these aspects really make it almost a neutral, but way better. It's kind of a neutral polish, but there's so much happening in it too. These shifts, the base color. I think this one really would be something out in the wild in real life. I'm really drawn to these shifts, and I am seeing that in sort of these lower light aspects, it could pass as kind of a neutral polish, but better. I think that this one could serve many different purposes in my collection for many different seasons and many different occasions. I'll have to see how the rest of my wish list stacks up, but the fact that this one is a charity polish, as well as the fact that this is this dreamy looking polish with the gorgeous shimmer and the beautiful pearlescent but tinted base color, I don't know, this one is very tempting because I think it would be quite versatile for me. I'm really quite drawn to this one. We'll see how the wish list shapes up when I finally get ready to make my purchase. This beautiful shimmery charity polish is by Nailed It, and this one is called Island Aura. This next polish up is by Night Owl Lacquer, and this one is called Oh That's Nasty. Night Owl Lacquer continues their Bob's Burgers series with a polish inspired by a quote from Marshmallow after she tastes Linda's special eggnog that is said to taste like toothpaste. Oh That's Nasty is a dusty mint crelly filled with multichrome flakes that shift silvery pink green. And luckily there's no availability cap for this one. This polish, I love that it's called Oh That's Nasty, when this polish is just simply beautiful. Like, I think this is actually one of those polishes this month that's striking me as especially beautiful. I'm really loving the overall look with this one. Now, I have to be a little bit careful because there are kind of 3 polishes that have that minty aspect to them. There's a Hula Moon at this point that I've already talked about. There is the minty type aspect. I think it's more to the shimmer for the Nailed It that we just looked at, but also for this one. Now for this one, I think what I'm loving so much about it are these flakies. To me, this one is looking so much like cherry blossoms. This one also to me looks like winter fading, melting into spring. It certainly doesn't look like toothpaste flavored anything to me. It just looks beautifully magical. Clicking into this macro shot here, it is perhaps the most beautiful polish that I've got on my wish list this month. I think this one's another really strong contender. I mean, I look at it and I kind of swoon, like I'm almost left without words. It does make me think of cherry blossoms. It makes me think of spring flowers, crocuses in a way, maybe. Even though there's no purple aspect in the description, it does describe it as pink. And I have seen some pink crocuses in my neighborhood too. I don't know, I really just love everything about this one. It's delicate, it's fresh, it is anything but nasty. This one I think is another top contender for me. This beautiful flaky polish with the mint base is by Night Owl Lacquer. Oh, that's nasty. This next polish up is by Polish, and this one is called Prismatic Shard. This one has no availability cap. Polish continues their Stardew Valley series with a polish inspired by the Prismatic Shard item. Prismatic Shard has a sheer violet base packed with a rainbow of iridescent flakes. This one to my eye looks like it's completely unique to anything that I've ever really seen. It's got a sheer violet base and it's packed with a rainbow of iridescent flakes. Like, this is really packed with flakes. It seems like it's got the tiniest little speckles of just overall rainbow all across the nails. I don't know if it's maybe just the lighting in this swatch photo here, but it almost seems to have a rainbowy metallic type quality to it too. Oh, the colors that I'm seeing here. I find that you can clearly see that sheer violet base, but those colors, like, this is really quite stunning. This is one, I think, that could look quite different depending on whether you apply one coat for a slight wash, two coats for something a little bit more, or perhaps I'm seeing here something like 3 coats for more full coverage. It actually looks like we're seeing a couple of different levels of coverage happening here. So I'm kind of wondering if what we're seeing is a 2-coat versus a 3-coat application. I would love to watch swatch videos to really be sure of what I'd be getting and what I'd be seeing. This one is so truly unique though. It reminds me, I don't know, of fairy tales, I guess. It's really quite ethereal and beautiful. I have to do a little bit of research with this one to see what the coverage would be like, but this is another one that I can't get off my mind. This beautiful nail lacquer with the sheer violet base and the rainbow of iridescent flakes is by Polish, and this one is called Prismatic Shard. This next polish up is by Pampered Polish, and this one is called How Bad Can I Be? Pampered Polish continues their Wreck-It Ralph series. How Bad Can I Be is an orange jelly with red, orange, and gold glitters as well as iridescent flakes. This one also has no availability cap. This one was such a standout on the landing page of Hella Handmade Creations. There's a vibrance for this polish that made it stand out among all others, and it was actually an immediate add to wish list for me. Now, looking deeper into the swatch photos, I have to think pretty critically about how I feel about this one. What I see really is kind of a quintessential fall or Halloween polish. It's got these red, orange, and gold glitters. It reminds me of the most delicate fallen leaves. And this orange jelly, it looks like a beautiful sort of pumpkin orange color too. I really love the look of this one. And I love this swatch photo here. I love how with this one, it looks like there's a delicate quantity of glitters. It doesn't look too chunky. It looks like it's got a nice, light, delicate overall look with perhaps a little bit of translucence from the jelly polish. I'm not sure, but here it seems to be a little bit more vibrant. There may be an extra coat for this one. I think I prefer it with a lighter hand in a more ethereal application. I just love the quantity of glitters that we've got here. I love the fact that they're quite fine, and I love the way that they play against this perfect orange jelly base. It does definitely appeal to me more worn with a more light application. I don't like it as much with a dense application. I don't think that this is a polish that I would want to have for full coverage. I think that I'd want it to maintain a little bit of translucence, perhaps just in 2 coats, even with a little bit of nail line showing. That really doesn't bother me. But this one is just such a fresh jelly orange. It makes me smile, and this one would again truly be unique to my collection. I've never seen anything like this polish. I'll have to do a little bit of thinking with this polish, but I do love oranges, and I think I'd be pretty happy if this one came home with me. This beautiful orange jelly glitter polish is by Pampered Polishes, How Bad Can I Be? This next polish up is by Sassy Sauce Polish, and this one is called Firestarter. This one is a magnetic polish, and it's also a capped offering, with only 300 being made available. Sassy Sauce Polish continues their shoes series with a polish inspired by a photo of a black Doc Marten that has flames on it. Firestarter has a burgundy tinted base with a strong, fiery magnetic pull that reveals a purpley pink large particle shimmer in the background. I am such a Doc Martens fan, and I think I've actually seen these Doc Martens with flames on them. I don't own them. Kind of makes me want to own them though now. I don't own them, but I think I know exactly where they're drawing the inspiration from here. This polish is it's beautiful. It looks like there is such a contrast within this magnetic polish. It is described as having a strong, fiery magnetic pull, and I think that I might agree, just because of the contrast that we're seeing in a lot of these swatch photos, that this one would be highly reactive. When I hear the name Firestarter, it makes me think of the band Prodigy and that incredible song that came out in the 90s. Prodigy was everywhere in the 90s. That combined with the look of this polish, combined with the inspiration being Doc Martens, this one is just pulling at my 90s heartstrings. I was lucky enough to have been in high school in the 90s. That dates me right there. But I don't know, it's a period that I loved. I still hold on to the aesthetic of the 90s, this aspect of it anyway. I will always be a lover of Doc Martens footwear. And I don't know, I think I would always be a lover of this polish as well. I love how we're seeing such a range of colors here. We're seeing the deepest purple to sort of a pink to an orange to a red, even almost like a golden yellow here at the swatcher's cuticle. That's amazing. The quantity of shifts, like the spectrum, is really something. I'm also loving how this one looks with all different magnetic effects. It's got interest in every way that it's worn, and it looks sparkly, it looks beautiful. I feel like I kind of have to have this one. It's really special looking. I love the overall package of this whole thing. The name, the inspiration, the polish, the effects that it has when magnetized. For me, it's everything. I think this is really special. This beautiful magnetic polish is by Sassy Sauce Polish, Firestarter. So that's it for my 17 item wish list this month. The shop is already open. It opened on November the 14th. And it remains open until November the 21st at 11:59 PM Hawaiian Time. A lot of the items from my wish list are showing as still available at this point, so I feel very fortunate, but I am going to have to go in and make my purchase soon once I make my final decisions, because quite a few of the polishes this month do have small availability caps, and once they are sold out, that's probably it. Now, an interesting thing this month is they do have a charity shop this month. It is the Jamaica charity items. When you click on it, it shows that there are 13 products available. There's some really beautiful ones. At this point, I only have one from the selection that has made it to my preliminary wish list. It's just this one, the Nailed It, called Island Aura. But there's some really beautiful offerings. Actually, one that really caught my eye too is this Hula Moon. I think it's stunning. But I do have a couple of turquoise, teal, flaky polishes that I think might just do it for me instead of me jumping on another one. Even though this one is for charity, it's for a good cause, I should probably pump the brakes and just enjoy the ones that I have for now. But there's some gorgeous offerings in here. Be sure to check it out. It always is a wonderful thing when our shopping can help out for a good cause. So unlike a few days ago when we had a huge snow event in our area, we now have a giant thunderstorm that has brewed up. So I'll try to record this ending quickly before the thunderstorm cuts me off. So that's it for my wish list for November's Hella Handmade Creations. I'm wondering, are you planning on making a purchase this month? If you are, which items are catching your eye? Also, I'd love to know all your thoughts on my wish list. I'm going to make my purchase pretty soon, but I'd love to know all your thoughts. Please help me out if you've got any experience with these makers, with some of these polishes. If you have any hints for me, please feel free to weigh in. Add all your comments and we can continue on the conversation long after. If you enjoy wishlisting content like this, please consider giving this video a like. It indicates to me that you like content similar to this, and in the months ahead, I'll try my best to produce content like this as often as I can. As well, if you enjoy nail-related content in general, please consider subscribing. I release nail content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for watching. Happy shopping. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.